and every day, where the purpose of the TPE is to focus on progress over perfection. And today I want to talk about making time to work on your business, There's three things I want to get in here and get out of. So number one, identify the high value activities in your organization or business and do more of them. I think a lot of times we get sidetracked or we get bogged down by the ancillary work, the paperwork, the necessary things that need to occur in our business or in our organization that needs to happen. But we can get caught up in those weeds and where we don't necessarily do all that we can to make sure that those things happen. The high value activities happen, and us to be successful at the things that only we can do. A lot of times when we start a business, we create a service, when we develop a service or a product where people want to do business with us, or they want to be a client of ours, a lot of times you can't hire someone to do exactly what you're doing until you perfect a model that is duplicatable. And so for a lot of times we need to find ourselves focusing on how do we continue to put more time towards the craft, towards the product, towards the service, versus doing the paperwork, doing the ancillary things that need to happen in our business. A lot of you guys, if you guys are tracking with us, you've been hearing me talk more and more about us in our own personal business, looking for different ways to outsource different things that we do in order for us to be more effective on the high value activities. My wife is an interior designer. She has an interior design business, and a lot of what she does involves communication back and forth with other clients, other vendors, and things like that. And so those things are important. However, her time is more well spent during the actual designing of the place that she's doing versus all the other back and forth that she has to do all day. So outsourcing that to some type of a virtual assistant or an assistant would be advantageous to her to continue to help her scale and take on more clients. And so that might be for you, that might not be for you, but I think it's definitely something you should consider. Just what can you outsource so you can get back to those high value activities. So that's 1 and 2. 1, identify those activities. 2, understand what activities can you outsource elsewhere. Now, again, for a lot of you guys who are starting out in y'all's business or in your organization, you might not be able to outsource anything. And for those of you who are on a job, this is applicable as well, because, and I'll speak for myself personally, I find myself doing a lot of things that may not be high value, they may not be the most important. However, it's one of those things where, okay, let me figure out how to do it, and then so I can delegate this task to somebody else, so they'll be able to replicate what I'm doing in a particular activity that's I deem necessary, but it may not be the most high value for my time and for where I place my efforts. And last, and certainly not least, you will become stagnant if you don't make time to work on your business. And so, identifying the high value targets, looking for places that you can outsource things professionally. And I didn't touch on this. You can outsource things personally as well for you to be able to get towards getting closer to your goal. An extreme example of this, I think a lot of people already outsource this, but changing your oil on your car. There's some guys who say, man, I still want to change the oil on my vehicle. But if you're an entrepreneur and if you're looking for high value time, you can go drive into a lube shop and get an oil change done a lot faster than you would do it yourself. And plus, it's going to be done right. You know what I mean? And so I think there's other things, whether there's different services that you need to utilize to do things around the home, whether that's getting a handyman or a lawn care service, like just depending on what lane you're in and what you're able to do is going to be the determining factor of what you can outsource on a professional level and a personal level. And like I said, the last thing here is that if you don't make time to do either of these two things, these first two items, your business or organization will become stagnant. The greatest businesses are always working on themselves, working on ways to continue to get their high value skill sets towards the high value activities that bring them the most to an organization. So if you don't focus on continuing to get better, be better, go harder, go faster, go farther in the concept of working on high value items, then at that point you'll start to see that you're not growing as fast as you would like. You're not able to accomplish as much as you would like to accomplish. So that would be my tidbit of information today. This is the daily dose for today, is just working on your business, finding time to work on those high value items, outsourcing the things that are necessary for your business to operate and thrive, but may not necessarily need your exact touch to do it. I think I said this in the daily dose a few days ago, is that I think it's important for you to be proficient at those things, but you don't necessarily have to be the person that does them. Because if you continue to kind of load yourself down with being the person who has to do all these different things, then at that point you will become less valuable to the overall growth of your business. And so I hope this helped you guys a little bit today. Again, thank you guys so much for liking, sharing, commenting on this content. Follow us on Instagram at Alex_Seal. That's at ALEX_SEALE. And until next time, TPE.